My coworker told me I'm lucky my wife is quiet. I'm devastated. Some context. My coworker complains about everything. His commute, his mortgage, his kids, mostly his wife. Every Friday he does this countdown to the weekend like he's heading into battle. Today he clapped me on the shoulder and said I'm the lucky one. Said I get a calm house, a quiet wife, a peaceful weekend while he goes home to chaos. He's met my wife exactly twice. Once at a holiday party, once at a cookout. And I just stood there and nodded because he's right. My house is quiet and now it's midnight and I'm sitting in my kitchen trying to figure out how to say the rest of this. My wife was never quiet. That's the thing. When I met her, she narrated the entire world. On our first date, she explained the history of neon signs until the waiter started stacking chairs around us. I'm not exaggerating. We got politely kicked out. She apologized to the waiter and then kept going in the parking lot. I remember standing there in the cold thinking, I could listen to this person forever. She learned to read tide charts because a lighthouse documentary confused her, and she refused to stay confused. She once talked for 40 minutes straight about how science still can't fully explain where eels come from. I know more about eels than any man should. She used to text me facts in the middle of the day. No context. Just sea otters hold hands so they don't drift apart at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'd read them in meetings and grin like an idiot. At my cousin's wedding, she got seated next to a beekeeper, and by dessert, she understood his whole operation. He still emails her honey questions. Our friends called her the human podcast. She'd laugh and say new episodes daily. If we watched a movie, the movie was 2 hours, and her breakdown afterward was 3. Being married to her felt like getting handed the interesting version of everything. The director's commentary of life. I can't tell you when the house got quiet. That's what's killing me. There wasn't a day it stopped. It faded, like a radio slowly losing signal, and I didn't notice until my coworker called it luck. But tonight, one memory kept surfacing. Last Christmas, dinner at my parents' place. She was mid-story about something she'd read, how sailors used to mistake manatees for mermaids, and she was doing the voices, and my dad put down his fork and said, "Does she come with an off switch?" Everyone laughed. My brother, my mom, me. I laughed. She smiled, said sorry, and passed the potatoes. She never finished the story. On the drive home, she was quiet, and I thought she was just tired. I turned on the radio. I actually turned on the radio to fill the silence, and I didn't ask her a single question. Once I found that memory, the others came fast. She stopped talking at my family's dinners first, then dinners with friends. Then it was just us at home, and she'd answer in these small, polite sentences. And I told myself, people mellow. We're getting older. This is normal. And here's the part I hate typing. Some nights I like a peace. I got used to the quiet like it was furniture. I never once asked where all her words went. Last month, a whale documentary came on. The exact kind of thing that used to earn me an hour-long lecture with hand gestures. She watched the whole thing and said, that was nice. Then she got up to load the dishwasher. That was nice. From the woman who once emailed a marine biologist to settle a debate she was having with herself. I checked my phone tonight. The last random fact she ever texted me was 14 months ago, so I couldn't sleep. She went to bed early, and I was lying there replaying my coworker's voice saying, lucky, lucky, lucky. I got up for water. Her nightstand drawer was open a crack, and there were notebooks inside. 4 of them. The cheap spiral kind, stacked like she was hiding them in plain sight. I know I shouldn't have looked. I looked. Hundreds of entries. All dated. Every fact, every theory, every little discovery she used to say out loud. Written down instead. The manatee story was in there. Finished. The whole thing she never got to tell. 2 pages on the whale documentary. A theory about a movie we saw in March that I would have loved to argue about. Little notes in the margins like, look this up later, and he'd think this is funny. One entry from spring stopped me cold. It just said, read that most lighthouses are automated now. Nobody really needs the keeper anymore. I don't think she was talking about lighthouses. She never stopped talking. She just stopped saying it to anyone. She took her whole beautiful brain and folded it into a drawer where nobody would laugh at her. I sat on the bathroom floor and read every page while she slept 10 feet away. The first entry was dated December 26th, the day after my dad's joke, the day after I laughed. The last entry was from yesterday. Octopuses have 3 hearts. He would have loved this one.